2020 Mini John Cooper Works Countryman Review Imperfect Fun. A dash of horsepower goes a long way, especially in a car that felt underpowered from the get-go. That's the case with the 2020 Mini John Cooper Works Countryman Compact Crossover. But power is only part of the equation, and there's only so much that can be solved by piling on the motive force. While the spiciest Countryman on offer does give me a lot to like, there are parts of the experience that leave me a little less impressed. One of Mini's most compelling traits is its design. That bubbly brand of quirky fun is on full display in the 2020 JCW Countryman. It's a little blobby on the outside, thanks to the Countryman's more upright nature, but it's still an eye-grabber that doesn't resemble much else on the road. The John Cooper Works models ramp up the looks even further through some clever elements, such as the additional badging, unique wheels, and my tester's fun two-tone getup. Character isn't in short supply inside, either. In fact, its light-hearted look is one of the most compelling reasons to consider BMW's, British sibling. The steering wheel is chunky, and the gauge pod behind it is funky, offering up just enough information with an additional trip meter screen at the bottom. The dashboard's massive circular pod houses the latest version of the Mini connected infotainment system, which is basically just a reskin BMW iDrive, but my absolute favorite part of any Mini is the switchgear, which is modeled after aviation controls and is surprisingly fun to flick. The dashboard is kind of long, though, which means I really have to reach to adjust the mirror, a lone frustration in an otherwise pleasant cabin. While hidden storage might be in short supply, thanks to a small glove compartment and an even tinier center armrest, that doesn't mean there aren't spots to store your stuff. The two cubbies in the center console will hold boxes of nitrile gloves or phones just fine, and the door pockets are plenty capacious, which is good because the cup holders have trouble accommodating large format water bottles like Nalgene's. Second row storage options are limited, as is the cargo capacity. To be honest, 17 cubic feet is on the low side for a crossover, although it's enough to hold a month's worth of groceries for two people. Not everything inside the Mini JCW Countryman's cabin works for the driver, though. In addition to small things like the mirror being halfway to another time zone, I need to talk about the seats for a second. While the lateral support is ace, the seat bottom cushioning is not the good kind of firm. There's also the matter of options. A well-optioned JCW Countryman can push north of $50,000, yet the seats still require manual adjustment. That's not fun and quirky, that's dumb and cheap. Safety features are also on the limited side. A good number comes standard, including rear parking sensors, automatic emergency braking, and automatic headlights. If you want to pile on as much driver assistance tech as possible, it'll only cost you $850 to add adaptive cruise control, front parking sensors, and a head-up display. That price sounds nice, but if you want anything above that, say, blind spot monitoring or lane keep assist, you'll have to buy a different car entirely. I can get BSM on a freaking Miata nowadays, and that car doesn't even have blind spots. There's no reason it shouldn't be available on a compact crossover, especially one that's halfway to $100,000. Charging isn't in short supply, though, with my tester offering two USB ports, one USB-A, one USB-C, in the front row and another pair of USB-C outlets for rear seat passengers. The 2020 Mini John Cooper Works Countryman doesn't really have much competition. The Clubman JCW can do battle with the VW Golf RS and Honda Civic Type RS, Types R? Civics Type R, of the world, but there are no hopped-up CR-V or Tiguan variants kicking around. Instead, the Mini's biggest competitor is calling from inside the house. The BMW X2 M35i costs about $5,000 more but is a little bigger and more capacious. It also doesn't suffer from the same weird on-road demeanor as the JCW Countryman, and the infotainment tech feels more suited to the price tag. If you're all about quirky fun, the 2020 Mini JCW Countryman offers truly unique styling and an engaging powertrain. It's not cheap, although parts of it definitely feel that way, and it might not offer the most performance-oriented connection between the body and the road, but it's well suited to urban environments and will leave you grinning after every smash of the gas pedal.